So I've not had time to call the cabinet. I use my phone and Google to try to research some information. So maybe your information is a little bit more accurate than mine. We've heard conversation that Kentucky has the third worst workforce participation in the country. And according to the data that I was able to pull offline, that workforce participation as of December of 2021, which was about 40 days ago, was 79,000 in Kentucky. That's unemployed. Now, that same data says that at the end of December, we had a 3.9% unemployment rate in Kentucky. The national rate was 4%, so we're slightly under the national unemployment rate. And that we, as of January the 29th, that we had 18,000 people drawing unemployment insurance in Kentucky. So we've got approximately 79,000 people not working, but only 18,000 are drawing unemployment. Kind of makes me scratch my head just a bit, Mr. Speaker, because that leaves 53,000 people unemployed not drawing unemployment insurance. You see, people drawing unemployment insurance are people who want to work and have been working. But now we're going to go after them. I'm not real smart, I'll admit that. But I would think if we want to solve our workforce participation problem, we would go after that 53,000 that's not working rather than those 18,000 that are out of work but are willing to work. That makes sense. But if we don't do that, Mr. Speaker, companies won't come here. Well, wait a minute, did we not just announce a battery company, Ford, maybe the largest investment ever in the history of the Commonwealth, bringing more jobs than ever? Didn't seem to stifle them from coming. They're coming. And I applaud the gentleman's work and efforts, and I think his heart is in the right place. He wants to get people to work. I understand that. We all do. When people's working, they're having a better life. They're providing better for their families. They're having things, they're fulfilling hopes and dreams. Unfortunately, as well as this may work in some regions of our Commonwealth, in other regions of our Commonwealth, it's going to be devastating. My region of the Commonwealth, it's going to be devastating to the working men and women. I would be willing to just about guarantee that no one in here has any more people within their districts that are driving as far every day to work as mine are, because they want to work. People on unemployment have worked. You realize they got to work 5 quarters to qualify. We're going to cut them from 26 to 12, although in committee today we heard, well, aren't we actually cutting it just to 24 weeks? Yeah, when unemployment rates tanks to the fact that nobody's working, it'll go to 24 weeks. But realistically, the way this bill is set up, with today's unemployment rates, it's 12 weeks. 12 weeks. Now, we talk about sending them to schools, to trade schools, to go after other careers and opportunities. Even if we give them the extension up to 16 weeks, they go through all that. It takes 15, 16 weeks to do that. Well, guess what? They still don't have a job yet. They have to apply, go through a process. I don't know about everybody, but when I applied for my job back when I went to work, it took months to go through the process. They didn't just offer me a job. I have probably the highest unemployment rate in my home county in the state. My people are driving to Georgetown every day to work at Toyota. If there's a job going on in Frankfort, they're driving to Frankfort 2 hours every day because they want to work. This bill is going to impact people who want to work, not those that we need to get to work. And if that's the goal, and I believe it truly is the goal of the sponsor of this bill, is to get people back to work, get them in our workforce. We all want that. But this is not the right approach. This is going after the wrong people. 43%, he said, is not working. Shouldn't that be the people we're going after, to try to encourage them to get trainings, to get better education, to get a skill set where they can go to work? That's the people we need to be targeting, not the ones that are actually working. Now, we've been decimated in the East and in the West to some degree with the downturn in the coal economy. Our jobs are gone. We have a requirement in here, which, it's good that they got to seek out, I think it's 5 per week or something along those lines. But they got to be looking. That's okay. They need to be looking. Where are you going to find 5 good paying jobs that you can pay your family's rent, mortgage, house payment, or car payment, insurance? Where are you going to find 5 of those to apply? You're not going to find them in my district. You're just not. This is so harmful to the people of eastern Kentucky and western Kentucky and all of rural Kentucky. The hard-working men and women are once again going to be the ones paying the price if we pass this. It's just reality. And then I sat and I listened this morning I listened to the committee, and I hear some people have doubt when they cast their votes, but they were promised. This was the promise. I don't have to take somebody's word. I watched it myself, that they would work with them to make changes. They would work with them to make changes, knowing that this thing was going to be heard on the House floor today. That don't leave a lot of time to work to make the changes, does it? Got out of committee going on 10 o'clock this morning. Here it is, a little after 2, and we're hearing the bill. Well, if we're willing to make changes, Mr. Speaker, I have a floor amendment 12, that I'd like to ask the clerk to report and move for suspension of the rules because it was not filed until we got on the floor of the House. As a matter of fact, we were in the middle of hearing this bill, so I'd ask for a suspension of the rules to call House Floor Amendment 12.